What's this about, John?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to 11 Foot Pole, a tale of high adventure. My name is Glenn. I'm the referee for this session. Joining me around the table, guys, as you introduce yourselves, tell me one notable visual characteristic about your character. Their armor, or their face, or their haircut, or their manicure. Tell me one notable physical detail about your character along with their name and class. Let's start with Darren.
I'm Darren. I'm playing a human hunter. His name is Karis, and he primarily uses a bow and has a thick orange beard. He's got the orange hair and a thick orange beard.
Excellent. JP.
JP, and I am playing Thorgus Runemane, the Dwarven warrior, Dwarven contractor, part-time warrior. And his beard is manscaped, and his nether regions are manscaped.
Okay. All right. Hey,
and the carpets match the drapes.
Okay, could you aim your camera down just a little bit? Your chin is like way at the bottom of the frame.
I was leaning up. Sorry.
Okay. All right. We also have Jason.
That's right. I play Neroth. He's a cleric, and as far as I can tell, he has yellow-colored eyes.
He's a human with yellow eyes.
Yeah, maybe he's jaundiced.
All right. And last but not least is Matt.
Like I said, I'm Matt. I'm playing Veritan, an elven fighter. And due to an argument with an ex-girlfriend, she kind of cut his hair. So he's right now got starting a black mullet. Trying to grow his long hair back.
An elf with a mullet. So it's
That's right.
It's material playing in the front.
Teach-
Feywild in the back. Sorry, Go ahead.
That's right.
That'll teach you to ask us to do colorful commentary.
No. This is. Believe me, the fans. Our fan is going to eat this stuff up. Believe me.
Dolmenwood campaign, the quest for Rogaine.
Yeah, there you go. The name of this episode could be Carpets and Drapes. So when we left off our heroes, you guys were inside Gavin Norman's hole in the oak. You were there with Sir Dieter, a aging knight who had offered you guys 1,000 gold pieces to escort him to the Weald of Bozurah, and get in there and help him retrieve this magic sword that he knows is in there. So in you went. If you guys will open up the chat for this Discord live stream, you'll notice I dropped a map in there to help you guys visualize. You should be able to just click on it and it should come right up in your screen. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
JP, you have a question?
Point of order. I believe we got in trouble for using the chat previously. So do you or don't you want us to use the chat?
Well, I didn't. Just because I told you not to, I assumed you still were going to. So I just, I didn't think I actually had the power to get you guys to stop using it. So when you came through the Dolmenwood and you reached the silver oak tree, you went underneath there and you came through to area 2. You see there on the map where you could go kind of east or north. You found a glove there and decided to go north. Area 10. I don't remember what you encountered at Area 10. Do you?
That was undead, wasn't it?
No. That was the illusion of the guy who used to
that's right.
live here. But his triggered illusion was so garbled that it proved more harm than good. You guys continued going north to Area 11 there. You can see the carpet that you deftly avoided stepping on. And you can see Area 12, the little side room where Neroth took a few pickled sprites from the pickled sprite collection of whoever was living here. Then you guys went north, and
There's the ghouls.
no. Veritan on the right there listened to the doors, heard nothing, but he smelled whatever is in that big gray blocked out area. Do you see that?
Yep, see that.
And in fact, you can now see what Darren was starting to suspect was that the door that smelled bad on the other side, that they were all leading to the same area. Darren was like, I have a feeling there's like a nest of bad smelling somethings. The reason you now have such an accurate picture, of course, is that Thorgus, has taken a moment to explain to you guys, dwarves don't get lost underground. In fact, he knows exactly the dimensions of every area you've been. Are you still with us, JP, or are you frozen? Excellent. All right. So you went north, you listened to that door on the left, didn't hear anything. You went north, you listened to that door on the right and smelled something bad. Then you went west and north and came to Area 18, where you did encounter those ghouls. You went past that to Area 19, where you eventually were ambushed by the ghouls. Neroth scared them off with his holy symbol, and the rest of you killed the last one. There he is. The rest of you killed the last one and took the boat downstream to Area 20. Everybody see where I'm at?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You guys all remember this happening? Is this familiar?
Yes.
I see.
Oh, yeah.
Looks of. Is that what happened? No, it is. You went south. You sniffed at the door on the west, but couldn't hear anything because you failed that roll again. And then you went south to Area 22. Area 22 had all the statues. You found a leather boot. And you started checking out the different exits out of this room. So out of that room, there were 4 on the right-hand wall, which is the east. Well, it was your left-hand wall coming in. There's 1 on the west, 1 on the south. You listened at the first one to the east, the top one there. Didn't hear anything. You listened at the next one down, and this is where you heard the snoring, right? So that room that's kind of cut off there is where you are now, right? You guys came in here. You found a sleeping ogre. Veritan used his 1 spell per day, his light spell, and thankfully blinded the oaf. And you guys managed to run in and finish him off, but not before he breathed his mutagenic breath on some members of the party. And when we last left off, Veritan, you now have a tentacle for a nose. Neroth, you have flaky bat. What were you going to say? Or do I want to know?
That's better than what I had written down.
Okay.
Neroth had a bad case of eczema.
Yeah.
Listen. Now about that, as I remember it, I was thinking about this afterwards, and I was like, I think I remember Neroth was reluctant to go into the room on the front end, right? Because we were trying to discuss, we were discussing how would best handle this situation, right? But I ended up with an affliction nonetheless. So is it? I'm trying to figure this out. Is it because?
So you're saying you don't think you went into the room at all? Like even when the monster was blinded and your friends were trying to finish it off, you think you were still out in the hallway the whole time?
Well, I don't. Does anybody else remember the battle order? Because I thought about that afterwards. I was like, well, okay, I'll risk the limitation, and then it was like, oh, you got a limitation. I was like, oh crap.
Thorgus went in and started whacking him with the warhammer.
That's right.
I think y'all came in and we just in turn finished him.
Yeah.
Everybody came in.
Well, everybody came
All right,
in.
Neroth, if you want to
no.
say that you were cowering outside the whole time, I can get behind that.
No.
Places the lotion in the basket.
Now Thorgus remembers that everybody went in, and if that's the case, I'm not one for a strong memory, so I thought I would hash it out. I mean, after all, it's just flaky skin, right?
And it smells bad. It's stinky, flaky skin. Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't have tentacles in your nether regions or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a tentacle nose. And worst of all, Sir Dieter looked up, and you were all coughing and hacking and everything, and he's like, "Am I okay, lads? I didn't mutate, did I?" And a red eye with a black slit pupil opened up on his temple as he was saying that. And he's like, "I'm not mutated, am I, lads?"
No, she'd find us.
Yeah.
You're good.
I'm sure you're all right, buddy.
You are sure lucky.
So that is where we left off. Neroth, I'll say you were the furthest back. You got the least mutagenic breath, and so you just have a slight eczema. It's not even. It's hardly worth mentioning the amount of eczema that you have.
And you don't smell that much worse than normal.
Yeah,
right, there we go. There's that aspect.
We're gonna say it's not chronic,
It's not chronic. So, but
It's seasonal eczema.
would help me to know.
There you go.
Does anybody else have any other additional limitations at this point in the game?
I'm a dwarf. Does that count?
Does that count? Just so I know, because I have something else too. I think I have a limitation on breath saving throws and spells and rods and staffs.
Is that because you're exhausted?
From not sleeping. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you still have that. Let's see here.
How big is the appendage on my face, by the way?
That's what she said.
Good. Whoa. It's goodly size. I mean, it's 8 inches, maybe. It's kind of an 8-inch kind of tentacle trunk kind of thing.
It's a little above average for a tentacle.
Well, I mean,
Look like Ron Jeremy.
Okay. No.
It's a Bolivian tentacle.
Everybody open the chat back up, apparently except JP, who can't be trusted.
What the hell?
These pictures show you the figures that are here in this cage. I have to really get my hand down there. In this cage, these are the guys that were pantomiming to you what you needed to do, right?
Okay.
And so
I was picturing little sprites, like
we weren't made aware that they were grotesque carnival
well,
creatures.
it was hard to see. It was hard to see. I think I said they were kind of mutated looking monkey men. So you've got two of the kind of generic mutated looking freaks. You've got one with the baboon face, and then you've got one with porcupine quills. And although this doesn't show it, they're actually 4 separate cages kind of stacked up, right? And so the one with the baboon face, like as soon as the smoke clears from the mutagenic breath and the ogre kind of falls over dead and you guys are all checking yourselves out. By the way, do you guys like this camera angle better or do you like the lower camera angle better? Or did you even notice the difference? This is kind of 3/4 view. Before I had it like right down, I feel like you can maybe see a little bit better what's going on this way.
Really all depends if I've
fine.
been drinking or not. So
Yeah.
Day drinking? Okay. So as soon as the guy falls and the smoke starts to clear, the baboon faced mutant, caged mutant, is like, "Excellent, fellows, excellent work. Now, the key ring is on his belt. Please, unlock us now." Don't everybody talk at once.
Do we see the key ring?
Yes. So there is a key ring on his belt. And there's
Before we unlock them and you, I don't want to talk about you and not talking to you. Before we release you, can you tell us why you're here?
Oh, well, my name is Cornelius, and me and my fellow adventurers, Zaius, Honorius, and Landon, all came down here, looking for treasure. We're adventurers like yourselves. Unfortunately, we were captured by the ogre, and he used several members of our party as dinner. The rest of us he exposed to his mutagenic breath, which is why we look, well, like this.
I'm guessing that none of them are armed like they are in the pictures, right? That wouldn't make
Oh,
much
no,
sense.
none of us are armed. We just kind of have rags on and stuff. All of our gear and equipment is in that pile of booty that the ogre has acquired over there in the corner.
I have an idea. Let's go to the corner and see what they have.
Orgus gets the key ring off
We
the
were
ogre.
all thinking
Orgus will
it.
take the key ring off the ogre. So
Yeah.
Okay. But you are going to free us, aren't you? Zaius speaks up. You are going to free us, aren't you?
I am slowly.
Somehow
I'm slowly walking to get the key ring, and I'm gonna slowly walk back towards. While they're
All
doing
right.
their searching and looting.
I think the enemy would look fairer but feel a little fouler.
Excellent. 10 extra points for Veritas. Or Veritan, sorry. By which you're saying, I feel fair but look foul.
Yes.
Okay. This, so who's going over here, Darren?
Nareth would go to the corner. Yeah.
Which corner?
The one that's got their crap.
Okay.
Yeah. I can back Jason up. Yeah, we can go over there. And then if the other two, you want to make your way
And
towards the
I'll back up. Yeah, I'll back up Thorgus.
Okay. So, you find there's a small pile of boots, all ogre-sized. There is also,
So it's a large pile then.
yeah.
a small pile.
I mean, what he says, what Gavin Norman says, is there are piles of ogre-sized boots. I don't think we're going to go with that. But, so the cloaks and, weapons of these adventurers are all there, right? Just like forest cloaks, short swords, short bows, some arrows, dagger, some rations. There are
So it backs up their story.
There are 6 leathery pouches. Karis, I'm sorry, Naroth, Karis, you guys open the pouches?
Sure.
You find rations and gold. And way back against the back wall, you find 2 poultices, which can be used to heal injuries, and a healing potion, a full-on healing potion. And then in the back, kind of So this stuff is just all haphazardly laid all over the floor, right? In the back, there's a kind of a niche in the wall, just kind of like a brick missing, and you notice a human skull in there, like carved with runes. It's carved with runes. So it's not in the pile. It's kind of stuck into this little niche in the wall, and it's carved in with these blue runes all over it. Karis, do you grab it?
Jason's at the front.
Oh, do I touch it? Is that what you're asking?
Hey, Nero, do you grab the skull with all the runes all over it?
Well, let me ask. First,
Yeah, questions.
first, let me grab the healing potion.
Okay, all right.
Before I
You
take
got
the
the healing
skull.
potion. Okay.
Yeah. I'll grab the poultices as well. And then, did you give us an amount of gold?
No, because no. Because I don't know if you're going to return it to its owners or if you're just going to.
Is this your guy?
Might I point out that the captured people in the cages are watching y'all rummage through their belongings?
Yeah, I get that.
Can I point that out?
Surely they're not going to miss the healing stuff.
Hey, are there multiple keys on the key ring?
There are multiple keys on the key ring. JP,
Hey,
aim your camera down. Aim your camera down just a little bit for me. Don't sit back. Sit the way you're going to sit, and just aim your camera down a little bit.
I'm going back and forth. So anyway,
Okay.
Thorgus will slowly try every key, and then when he finds the one that works, he's going to act like it doesn't work. He's going to keep bumbling through the keys.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So there
do
are
like a
Buy a
four.
little time.
there are 4 different locks, and there are probably 6 keys on the ring. So you're just kind of, acting like you don't. So you do this for a second, and then Zaius is like watching you impatiently, right, with his mutated face, and he's like, "Do you want me to try that for you? I think no. Go back. Well, you turn to the right. Your right. You turn it to your right." So he's starting. He's
Matt,
starting
why
to
don't you
get a
chat
little
them up
frustrated
and
with you.
see if they know anything about the sword, if they'd had any progress before they got here, or if they know anything we don't.
I won't bring up the sword per se. I'll ask them, what were they in search of?
Sure. Yeah.
Is
That's fine.
there anything here?
Yep.
Were you searching for something in particular?
But of course.
And can you tell us what that
Hold
was?
on. We had heard rumor 9 that giant lizards guard an ancient shrine with long lost treasures. And we're all about long lost treasures, me and my companions before we were mutated. So we managed to find a map that led to this place in the town that you guys also came from.
Listen, I did pick up the skull. with
Langshorn?
runes.
We all came from
matter.
Langshorn, just like you. What'd you say, Jason?
I said I did pick up that skull with ruins, if it matters.
What's your alignment?
I did take 2 steps back
Hold on.
from him before you did that.
What is my alignment? You want to know?
I kind of do, yeah.
It's neutral.
All right.
Listen, chaotic stupid is not an alignment.
What? Wait, I can't read your shirt.
Chaotic stupid is not an alignment.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Good timing.
Yeah, it's stupid. Sweet.
All right, Jason. So you pick the skull up, right? And the blue carven runes glow just the tiniest bit. Like you're almost not sure if you're really seeing it or if it's just the reflection of your torch, which you're holding in your other hand. Mm-hmm. And then you hear a voice. I am Hugalbarnith. You. I guess I need to aim my camera down a little bit too.
I was about to tell you that same thing. And off the bottom of your beard there, Glenn.
If you aid me in being reunited with my body, I can grant you a boon. Did you make that out?
Gotcha. I mean, just between me and you, where's your body?
It is in the hidden crypts of the Lizard Temple, far beneath. I can guide you there and will grant you help from beyond. You look around and you realize it seems that Karis cannot hear this voice. He's just looking at you, waiting for you to, blow up or, turn to dust or something.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, fellas. What say we,
Because in the history of adventuring, putting the skull back on the body has really gone well.
Yeah, so here's what I'm going to do.
Don't listen to that guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm going to slip the skull into, I think I have a pouch.
Okay.
Let me see. Do I have a, no, it's in my backpack. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to conceal this from my companions, and I'm going to drop it in my backpack.
Great. Excellent. As long as you are carrying it, it grants you +1 to your intelligence and +1 to your charisma.
That's right. Suck it, guys.
I want you to write that on your character sheet.
All right, I'm going to. Charisma and intelligence.
Yes.
Thorgus accidentally on purpose drops the key ring.
Hey, Matt, why don't you see if they want to go with us? Why don't you see if they want to join us and go the rest of the way, or if they're just ready to get the hell out of here?
I'll tell you what, I have had my fill of adventuring. He points at his
we've got these.
It's not everything it's cracked up to be, is it?
He points at his orangutan face and says, "This has not turned out the way I expected."
That seems fair.
Well, I pointed to erectile dysfunction on my face and say, you're right.
All right.
Well, we got these fancy red shirts that you can wear when we go.
You can stand next to Sir Dieter.
I'll go ahead and unlock the cage.
Yeah, let's let him go.
Let's try to keep it PG rated. Let's try to keep it PG rated, please. Okay.
Let's let him go.
So what'd you say? You're unlocking them?
Let's back up a little bit so they're not coming out hot.
Yeah.
Back up and unlock.
Oh, the rest of you?
Uh-huh.
No, listen. Naroth is going to cover the weapons with the cloaks. He's just going to kind of make, a pile of cloaks on top of the weapons to kind of buy us a little time should they run out towards them.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be... Veritan's going to be ready to draw his sword if needed.
Okay, well, you unlock...
Thorgus is not thinking anything like that. He's just... in the cage.
He's just what?
He's not thinking they're going to turn on us or anything. He's just joyfully, jollyishly opening the cage. Here you go, chaps. Come on out now.
He's hoping for some non-union workers in the future.
They probably work pretty cheap.
Any of you guys know anything about pouring cement?
Baboon one can climb up and get limbs from very tall trees.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, JP, I was asking you, your voice trailed off at the end, and we all have to remember to speak loudly enough to be heard over Discord. All right, they come out. They do not seem hostile, but they do want to like get their equipment out of the equipment pile. So they kind of are looking at Neroth and stuff, and it's like, would it be all right with you if we retrieved our possessions?
No, I don't see
Absolutely,
anything
help
wrong.
yourselves.
Hey, ask them if they're just gonna get the hell out of here. If they'd be willing to leave any of the healing stuff with us as we're gonna push farther in.
Hey, Darren, you do know that you speak their language, right?
Hey, that shit's already failed.
You keep saying, ask them this, tell them this. I mean, you're standing right there. I'm just letting you know.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
As far as Neroth is concerned, that ship sailed when he found a healing potion that is in his possession.
So you took the healing potions.
I did.
Darren, are you going to ask them, for their poultices or their gold or anything like that?
I think for the poultices, just say, hey guys, we're pushing farther in. If you guys we cleared the way out, that you can tell them our path, how we came in, to give them some guidance and see if they'll swap that. We'll tell you the path that we just cleared getting in here, so you can make a fast retreat, and see if they'll swap their poultices with us.
Watch out for that carpet.
Thanks for the warning. Yes, a more than fair trade. Actually, so Darren, write down that you have 2 poultices now.
Okay, got it.
They put their cloaks back on and put their sword belts back on. Actually, while we're sharing information, we came in through the South Passage in Area 22. And there's actually a shorter way out that way. So if you want to come with us, you can see what little we have explored as we're headed out.
Oh, in the room with all the statues, there's a shorter way out of that room.
There is. We came up from that passage on the south that you guys haven't explored yet.
Yeah, if they would show us, it'd be great.
All right. So so they pick up the rest of their stuff. Neroth has the skull in his backpack. And you guys follow them out?
Yeah.
Okay. So trusting. No, nothing happens.
For some reason, Neroth seems better looking.
It's smarter.
Smarter.
just ever so slightly. Even that skin condition.
That's funny. It's clearing right up.
Seems taller somehow. Been working out.
Captain of the football team.
So they take you guys south along this brick path, along the stone passage, and about 20 feet on, there's an archway, kind of set into the passage, and it's carved to look like it's stacked skulls. You know what I mean? Like it's a skull archway, and they're like, "There's a blade trap." Let's see. There's a blade trap on this arch. It killed poor Nestor there, and you see there's like a dead person laying halfway through the door. Well, there's half on this side and half on that side.
Half on the other side.
Yeah. So be careful to kind of leap through the doorway. You don't want to step on that brick right there in the middle. I'll go first. He runs up and he leaps over. He's like, "Come along, it's perfectly safe." And his little companions jump through. Which one of you guys jumps through first?
Wow. Wow.
I think Karis, since he wanted to follow them.
Fine. Yeah, fine.
Okay. He jumps through just as they described. There's no problem. There's no. It's not hard. Do the rest of you guys follow through?
So this is a doorway.
Sure.
And,
It's an
this is the
arch.
shorter way out.
Yes. That's what they're telling you.
I mean, are we interested in going all the way out, or
Did
can
we
they tell
want-
us how it's just from there on? Yeah.
Well,
Where on the map?
Do they? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Matt. What are you asking?
I was gonna. They said they had a map for whatever treasure they were looking for, didn't they? So
No.
we
that
don't
just
want to
got
go all the way
them-
out.
The map
Oh, okay, I just got them
just
to where
got
they
them
were at.
here. Yeah, just no. It
Okay.
just got them to the oak. It just got them
Okay.
to the hex that has the oak in it. Okay, well, they just tell you if you go up this passage and take a right, you circle back around, and so when you first came in, there was a passage that went north and a passage that went west. They're
Yes.
telling you that passage that goes west goes right past this hallway. If you go a little further down, and so you just
Okay.
turn there
Okay.
and you're right out. You just go
All right.
past the root faces. There were a bunch of root faces, but other than that, we didn't run into any trouble.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Nobody's curious about the root faces. I love it. All right, you guys go back then, I assume, to room 22. So there are 4 unexplored exits out of this room. There is a door on the east wall, and there is 1 door on the west wall and 3 unexplored doors on the east wall. If you're looking at the map in chat, you should be able to see that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yep. See it.
So you're back in room 22. Sir Dieter is at about half health. I don't know how the rest of you guys are doing.
Orgus will go listen to the door to the west.
Roll D6. You're trying to get a 1.
That's a 3.
You don't hear anything. You don't smell anything. You don't hear anything. You don't know anything.
I can't remember when we were in the round room. Did we smell anything on that door? On the east?
So that is a hallway. I just cut it off because you couldn't see very far down it. You thought you saw a room down there.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
going east out of the circular room was just a hallway that you guys didn't explore because the sound of the river was not coming from it.
Okay. Got it.
So we either explore one of these doors that are next to where the ogre was, or we go back and look at that big gray rectangle. That's pretty much what we've got, right?
That is correct.
Orgus will go around listening to all the doors. Is there a separate smell roll that I missed somewhere?
No, there's no smell roll. I was just giving him a special check for that. All right, the northernmost of the eastern doors. Give me a check.
I got a 6 on the first door and a 2 on the second door.
Okay, you don't hear anything. You don't hear nothing at all.
2.
It's quiet
Okay.
as a tomb.
I've got a 2 and 6. So a 1 or 2. So
Oh, you have a 2 and 6?
I do.
What the heck? Okay. And that was okay. I believe you. And which doorway was that?
That would be the second one. You said top one I missed. The one next to the ogre on the south.
Okay. You do hear something down there.
And a 1 on the final door.
Now we're talking.
Okay.
That's why the great dwarven gods gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more than we talk.
So that's the door next to the ogre door, to the south of the ogre door. You hear the sounds of like clashing swords. Matt, you're frozen with a very silly look on your face. Love you, brother. You hear the sound of clashing swords. You hear the sound of like a fight going on.
Which one was that?
Oh no. Oh no. He dropped out. My entire scheme is gone to hell. Wait, he's coming back and he's going to be in the right place.
Me.
Oh, praise
It wasn't
the
me
gods.
this time.
Yeah, it wasn't you this time. Yeah. What'd you ask?
Said which door was that at?
That is the door to the south of the ogre door. Does everybody see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you,
Swords clanging.
yes, like the sound of a fight. When you go, did you listen at the bottom door too?
Yeah, I got a 1 on that one.
You don't hear anything, but you do notice on the ground a chalk arrow has been drawn pointing at the door.
At the door?
Yeah, like somebody just drew on the ground, drew an arrow pointing at that door, kind of off to the side of it a little bit.
I'll take my foot and try to piece part of the arrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a chalk drawing on stone. You can kind of smudge it out.
So do you guys want to go towards the quiet door or where we hear combat?
Let's go to.
Or you can go try to listen at the northern. You can go try to listen at the northern door, western door. Org has failed.
I can go. I'll try to
sorry.
listen. It's just
I just realized I didn't do like a little scene where the adventurers you saved are like, well, best of luck to you. Glad the DM went to the trouble to get us our own minis and everything, and come up with voices and names
Mark
for
that
all of
in.
us.
Work that in the post-credit scene.
it was their idea to leave, wasn't it?
We asked them to come with us. They said they wanted to go
We
home.
did.
The thing about old school gaming is you just never know what's going to happen, right? I got to be ready for anything with you guys. All right. So go ahead. Talk about which way you want to go.
So, Matt, were you saying you wanted to go listen up to the gray rectangle room?
Whichever
Was that-
door was left that was failed, I'll go look at. I don't care.
Well, the very that was the
I'll-
first one, the very first one next to the top of the ogre room.
Yeah, the
Okay.
northern door and then the western door, I both failed at.
Well, I'll try the northern door first. I got a 3, so no.
Okay.
Whoops. Sorry. This is you. Yeah. You hear nothing?
I heard nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then can I go to the net? Can I go to the other door then?
This one?
Whichever one he failed at.
I think it was this
Oh,
one.
I failed
West and
worse.
north.
6.
West and north.
Yeah, I failed them both.
Okay. So you
Is
got
it
one-
too cliche to go to the door with the arrow pointing at it?
That's
That's
the one
where
with the,
Thorgus
is that the one with the,
Thorgus is still there.
I say let's try that one.
I'm not worried about cliches.
is that the one with the battle sounds?
No. This is the one with the battle sounds. Yeah. This is the one with the
Okay.
chalk arrow down here. I'm not worried about cliches.
Let's take the-
I think if there's a battle going on, we should get in there while there's a chance. It's my personal.
Thorgus
vote. I
looks
don't
at-
speak-
Thorgus looks over at Sir Dieter and glances up at that extra eye. Just looks back away without acknowledging it.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's not like the fight is going to go on forever. If we don't go down there now, we'll miss the action. I'm afraid.
Well,
Don't
if
seem
we
to
wait,
be
there'll be fewer.
healthy enough.
I'm with Matt.
Well, I mean,
If we wait, there'll be
not-
fewer people to fight.
there's wisdom in your plan. Definitely, you're thinking ahead. I appreciate that, lad. Well, I suppose
Let's
the
go ahead
door
down
with the chalk arrow is as good
Arrow.
as any. Oh, excellent. Well,
Let's give it a shot. Does it sound good? The door with the
Yep.
chalk arrow?
who exactly
Sure.
is opening it, I should wonder?
Thorgus is there, and Thorgus will, as he's walking up to the door, he will continue to erase the chalk arrow foot.
Maybe no one will follow us that way.
Thorgus, you're in the plate mail, right?
But Thorgus has a 2 in 6 chance of finding traps in rooms. Does that work on like preventive maintenance type things, like checking for traps?
He has a
Nayroth has
chance
the point.
of what? Finding traps in rooms?
Yes, it says 2 in 6 find room trap. Right there. See that, Glenn?
What you want to do is you want to open up Gavin Norman's old school essentials to dwarf.
This portion of the show brought to you by Amazon. Get all of your old school essentials gaming needs at Amazon.com.
No, silence.
No.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Necrotic Gnome, and for the life of me, I can't think of the place where. If you go to the Necrotic Gnome site and try to order this, it'll redirect you to their distributor, and you can order directly from them. Oh, detect room
Down at
traps.
the Amazon.
Due to their expertise with construction, dwarves have a 2 in 6 chance of detecting non-magical room traps while searching. So this isn't like a door trap. You can detect room traps, like if the whole room is going to collapse or spin around or something like that. You don't detect anything like that.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, you don't spot nothing. No, but I'm glad I looked it up because I had no idea what that meant. So
just for clarification for those listening, if you go to necroticgnome.com and search for old school essentials, you can print the PDF at Exalted Funeral, get the PDF at Drop to
Exalted
RPG,
Funeral.
or the VTT at Fantasy Grounds, or VTT at Fantasy Grounds. Did you know there was a VTT available, Glenn?
I prefer this myself. I like getting to use my minis and terrain and stuff.
Gotta have your hands on everything.
All right. You open the door and you see this. The hallway goes about 10 feet and turns right. I assume you guys file through. What's your marching order?
Orgus in front against his better judgment.
I could put
I'll go second. I don't care.
Well, and Matt, you and I have the distance weapon, so if somebody's going to be at the back, we can still be in combat, right?
All right. How about this?
Right.
How about that?
Where's Nayroth? She last.
Could you
No,
name
you're-
us in sequence?
This is Thorgus. This is Veritan. This is Neroth. This is Sir Dieter. And in the back here is Karis.
Before we proceed, Thorgus would just like to remind everyone that this is his first adventuring campaign.
Oh my God.
And he will also mention to Veritan that he's got something on his nose.
On my face.
Yeah.
You got some on your nose.
I hope you don't have to sneeze.
Said it's a Roman nose. So you bet it's Roman all over your face.
Wow.
But bump.
Yeah. All right. Thorgus, up ahead, you see alcoves to the east and west, with statues. So you just at the edge of your vision make out these two alcoves on each side, and you can just make out the shape of some kind of shadowy statue in each one. What do you do?
The hallway be considered a room, or find room trap purposes?
Yes, it would. It would be
Right,
considered a room.
Oh, that's a 5. He fails. He's gonna continue up and just cautiously
Roll.
glance back and forth at each one.
Roll your intelligence or less on a d20.
Got it. It's 7. So intelligence was 9. So
You notice a smashed crossbow on the floor directly between the two statues. Looks like somebody ran over it with a cart.
like this, smash like this.
Hey, Thorgus, why don't you just go on and run ahead?
Hold on just a second. Thorgus will pull out his crowbar because he has a crowbar. Because he is a contractor. And he will break the what do you call it?
The plane?
A plane.
Yeah, it's something. It's called something else. But anyway, yeah, he will break the plane with the crowbar.
The what do you call it when it's the end zone? He's going to break the goal line.
Yeah, break the plane. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you break the plane, So as you get closer, you kind of take the tip of your crowbar. And you kind of lean out there and wave it around a little bit, and you kind of see if anything's going to happen. And nothing seems to happen. You do though get a better look at the statues. One is a fishman statue, and the other is a mantis man statue. So if you played more advanced versions of the game and you know what a thri-kreen is, one of them looks like a thri-kreen. And if you've played an even more advanced version of the game and know what a kuatoa is, the other looks like a kuatoa. But your dwarven eyes pick out another detail. Both statues have liquid coming down from their eyes like they're crying. There's like a milky liquid that's like not part of the statue. It's like literal moisture on the face of both statues.
We've seen the Kuatoa type creatures before, right?
Not in this campaign.
Haven't we seen those?
Not in this campaign.
Not here.
Yeah.
He has one that works for him back in town. That's what it was. So he will take the crowbar and drop it on the ground on the hallway floor next to where that crossbow is.
Okay. Nothing untoward happens.
Hey, Neroth, you want to see if your skull knows anything?
But you don't know I got a skull, but I could.
We don't know he has it. We don't know he has it.
I think Karis knows, because I think Karis was standing right there. I mean,
Yeah, it was kind of that. Yeah.
There wasn't so much going on. I didn't notice you put the giant skull in your backpack.
Right. It was just like
taking your backpack off, opening it up, grabbing the creepy looking skull.
All right. So, what was it? His name was Hugo Barnath?
Hugo Chavez?
Hugo
Barney. Barney.
Ooga.
Yeah. Well, it was Hugo Barnath, right?
Well,
I think that's what you said.
Now we're just making up names.
Yeah, Hugo Barnett.
Hugal, Huugal.
Hugo.
Bar, Barathk.
Oh, I'm going to call him Barney. Yeah, I'm going to call him Barney. Okay.
I would prefer Hugo if you must shorten my name.
that's fair.
Okay. All right. So what I do
I
is,
was a legendary sorcerer in my day.
Well, that's not foreboding.
Let's
at
call
all.
him Hugh. Call him Hugh.
well, let me I'm going to kind of turn around so I'm there in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to kind of go to
Your
the back of the
backpack is
wall.
facing the statues.
No. All right. So I think I'm going to describe the place. I think what I'm going to do is maybe just go to the back of the line because I don't want everybody to know what's going on. Right.
Right.
I'm going to the back. I'm going to back the line, take a sidebar with Hugo. I'm going to kind of slip him out of the pouch. And I'm going to be like, Hugo, we're in this, right? And there are these two statues, and I'm going to describe the statues to him. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be like, what do you know about this place? Is it safe to proceed? And am I heading the direction that would reunite your skull with your body?
That's a lot of questions. Let's try to take them one at a time.
Right. Okay.
That sounds like a Kuatoa and a Thry-Kreen to me. They may have been enslaved by the wizard that built this place, or possibly allies of his. You have to understand that sometimes players who have been in the game a long time want to create a party of a whole bunch of weird races. They don't just want to play a dwarf and an elf. All of a sudden, can I play a Kuatoa? So, if the dungeon master was a chump, he may have allowed it. I don't know why they would be weeping. And I don't know exactly how to get to the crypts of the serpent folk from this dungeon. I know it's down. So that's about what I can tell you. Is there a question I missed? Also, Thorgus, you notice it gets quite a bit darker. You're like looking at these statues and stuff, and it gets so dark that your dark vision kicks in because the only guy with the torch has gone all the way back to room 22. There's not a lot of room filtering down here anymore. Not a lot of light filtering down here anymore.
I realize I had the torch.
Yeah. That's what this little ring means. The little ring is for anybody carrying a light source, just so I can keep track. Thorgus. What you gonna do?
I'm waiting for I've done a couple of things. I'm waiting for the rest of the crew to kind of come up there and see what's going on.
Does anybody else go up?
Well, listen.
Yeah, I'll come up behind him.
Yeah, let's.
The last question I'm going to ask the skull is, would you sense any danger by walking through statues of such size?
I'm not very aware of my surroundings. I'm only able to communicate with you because you picked me up and you're of neutral alignment.
Awesome.
I can't actually see where you are.
Right.
Dorgus is gonna lean down and pick up the crowbar.
All right.
Yep, bring me back around.
Can we see anything with these statues that would be like if there was a trap that sprung forward and smashed what that crossbow was?
Roll your intelligence or less on a 20-sided die.
8. And my intelligence is 9, so...
All right, he cleared it. You look around for signs that, like, the statues could move or something. Like, it just doesn't add up. The front of the statue doesn't look like it's ever smashed into the ground, and the ground doesn't look like anything smashed into it.
Well, if it moved to smash it fast enough that it got the crossbow, it would have gotten probably the guy, too, right?
Wished him or something, you would think.
Unless he reached out his crossbow like somebody did with their crowbar.
11-foot pole? Like with their 11-foot pole?
Aha!
And Thorgus use any of his dwarven, building contractual skills to survey like the roof line and the walls and things like that?
Roll your intelligence or less on a 20-sided die.
1.
All right. You definitely think there is not a mechanical trap here. You look around at the way the stone has, got little bits of mold and stuff growing on it, and you're like, it does not look like something here smashed this crossbow, unless it was like a magic, fist or something.
So Thorgus feels confident, and he'll glance back at the rest of the group, not say anything, and just step over the crossbow.
All right. Nothing happens.
All
right. So listen, 11 Foot Pole is a production of the Murfreesboro Murder Hobo Old School Gaming Association. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a like. Please share us on your social media. Please leave a comment. That's the stuff that games the algorithm. And if you're watching us streaming, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. And if you're listening to the podcast or catching us on YouTube, we'll catch you next week.